The Monarchs come back down 5-0, and Ryan Lidge walks it off for the Dogs. Welcome to the American Association Whiparound on this Friday. The championship series have concluded after two of the best games of our season last night in Chicago and Kansas City. Our Miles Wolf Cup final match is set. We will preview that for you, but we got to get to the highlights first. Starting in Kansas City, Explorers and Monarchs winner-take-all Game 3, and it was Sioux City. The visitors getting up big early in this one. Scott Oda, an RBI single in the first. Go to the fifth. The Explorers up 4-0, and Wilfredo Jimenez makes it 5. A solo bomb out to left, giving the Explorers a 5-0 edge. The Monarchs would score 2 here, though, in the same inning in the bottom of the fifth, and Jan Hernandez brings them within 2, an RBI double. Hernandez having a great series after 2 home runs in Game 2. But go to the 7th now, same score, and John Nagowski puts the Explorers up 6-3, giving them the momentum back with a solo shot of his own. But the Monarchs comeback explodes from there. Down just 1 now in the 7th. Some walks, some wild pitches, bringing in a lot of runs for Kansas City. They tie it here on a Taylor Schneider infield single, and they would take the lead in that inning. They'd score a couple more insurance runs, and Patrick Weigel strikes out the All-Star Matt Lloyd for the final out, and the Monarchs come back down 5-0 to win a 9-6 thriller. They win the West Division after being the best overall team in the regular season, and they are moving on to the finals. To Chicago now. Milkmen and Dogs, what a series it has been. And Milwaukee strikes first in this one. An RBI single from Drew Ward to open the scoring. In the bottom of the same inning, though, Cody Bohannock, who had a great night. 3 hits on the night for Bohannock. He drives one home to tie it up at 1. In the next frame, though, back and forth these teams go. Gabriel Cancel drives one in with an RBI single, bringing home Brian Torres, and there would be no score until the bottom of the 9th. And check this out, a runner at first with 1 down. Peyton Gray, the Milkman closer, going for a 6-out save, but the ball goes off of Rudy Martin's glove out and left. A couple of defensive miscues for the Milkmen, and that allows for this. The Dogs load the bases for Nick Heath, and he brings home the game-time run with a sacrifice fly. Now to the bottom of the 11th, Milwaukee brings in Jack Mahoney, their left-handed specialist. He strikes out Heath route number 2. He gets Ryan Lidge 0-2, but Lidge flares one out to left. It's a walk-off single in the bottom of the 11th, and the Chicago Dogs are the Eastern Division champions over their I-94 rival who bounced them out of the playoffs last year. Milwaukee does not get back to the Miles Wolf Cup final. What a series. Chicago wins 3-2. What a night it was. Chicago wins 3-2 for the second night in a row. This time it took a couple of extra innings, and Kansas City wins a high-scoring one, 9-6, and both teams take the series 2-1. Your playoff brackets, Chicago needing to win Game 3s and come back after losing Game 1 in both of their series against Cleveland and Milwaukee. They are now a perfect 4-0 at home at Impact Field in these playoffs. And in the West, Kansas City got by Sioux Falls in the first round, and they also lost Game 1 in Sioux City in this best of 3, but they took advantage of their home field advantage, winning both, and they move on to the finals. And here is your matchup for the Miles Wolf Cup final. The Kansas City Monarchs from the West and the Chicago Dogs in the East. Game 1, Saturday night, 6 p.m. at Impact Field in Chicago. They will also host Game 2 on Sunday before the series shifts back to Kansas City on Tuesday night. And we, of course, will have all the coverage for you on aabaseball.tv. The games will also be on Baseball America, and we'll have all the coverage for you on the American Association social channels. I'll be back with you on the Daily Whiparound on Sunday to recap Game 1. I'm Matt Yeazel with the American Association, where we play to win.